Good morning. In this presentation, we are going to view the glorious past of India and see the long run of Indian history. So let's start with the Harappan civilization. The Harappan civilization, the period between 4000 and 3000 BC, marked remarkable progress. The Indus Valley civilization is best known as the Harappan culture or the Harappan civilization. The Harappan site was the first to be discovered in 1921 by Dayaram Shahani. The town planning of the Harappan civilization was remarkably great. Some of its features are: Number 1. The Great Bath. It is one of the largest public buildings at Mohenjo-daro. The Great Bath is an important source of information reflecting the life of the people and the culture of the civilization. Some of the other sources are the Bearded Man, the Seals, and the Dancing Girl. Eventually, the Harappan civilization declined. It is believed that Aryans followed the course of the rivers and settled along the valley of the Yamuna and the Ganga. It is believed that the Vedic period started from this very time. The root of the Hindu literature, the Vedas, were written during this time. There were 4 Vedas: the Rig Veda, Samveda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda. One of the most important epics of the Hindu literature, the Ramayana, was written in this period. Another important Hindu epic, the Mahabharata, was also composed at this time. Bhagavad Gita, a part of the Mahabharata, elaborates the karma philosophy and the immortality of the soul. In the early Vedic period, people worshipped natural elements like the fire, sun, water, etc., while in the later Vedic period, people worshipped Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. There were 4 main classes or varnas in the Vedic period: the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Sudras. Thus, the Vedic period tells us about the glorious period of Indian history. The 6th century BC is regarded as an important epoch in the world history, which saw the emergence of thinkers like Zarathustra, Gautama Buddha, Mahavira, and Confucius. Buddhism preached the Eightfold Path. They are right view, right resolve, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. We shall also know about the Mauryan Empire established by Chandragupta Maurya in the 4th century BC. The reign of Ashoka reminds us of a tragic incident that is enough to astonish all the people of India. The unforgettable incident in the life of Emperor Ashoka after the brutal Kalinga War. His reign was a golden period in the Indian history. The Sachi Stupa and the Ashokan Pillar were one of the most famous erections by Emperor Ashoka. Ashoka's Dharma. The Dharma principles are non-violence, tolerance of all sects, obedience to parents, respect for Brahmins, teachers, and priests, liberality towards friends, human treatment of servants. We can never forget the golden age of Indian history. The age of Guptas was the golden age of peace, enlightenment, and development in the history of India. The Gupta period is also known as the imperial age of Indian history. During this period, India made progress in the field of education, science and culture. This period is also known as the golden age of Indian history. The rulers of the Gupta dynasty were Chandragupta I, Samudragupta, Chandragupta II, Kumaragupta and Skandagupta. Mathematics. Mathematicians of the Gupta era made incredible discoveries that influenced human civilizations from them. Aryabhatta, also an important mathematician, developed geometry, algebra and trigonometry further. Aryabhatta, a great astronomer, spearheaded the progress in science and technology in the Gupta Empire. He is credited with the invention of zero, the calculation of a solar year, the establishment of the fact that our earth is round, discovery that the earth moves round the sun, and the actual causes of the eclipses. Gupta art and architecture. Art, architecture and science were huge in the Gupta Empire. Mural paintings and sculpture from the time show details of how the people lived. They built magnificent stone temples, usually simple buildings with heavy walls that had an image of a deity. The Iron Pillar. The Iron Pillar is one of the shocking constructions of the Gupta Empire, which in spite of being made of iron, hasn't rusted steel. At the same time, several kingdoms such as the Cholas, the Pandyas and many others arose in the south. Two prominent rulers of this empire were Raja Rajavan and Rajendra Chola. While the Cholas did build their largest and most important temples dedicated to Shiva, it can be by no means concluded that they were followers of Shaivism only, or that they were not favorably disposed to other faiths. Some of the important temples built by the Cholas were Brihadeshwara Temple and Aitareshwara Temple. Raja Rajavan was a brilliant general and campaigned in many directions. Rajendra Chola succeeded his father and continued his father's policies. He invaded and annexed the whole island of Sri Lanka. Chola art. The most famous of all bronze icons of Chola art is that of Nataraja or Adavalar. The symbolism presents Shiva as the lord of cosmic dance of creation and destruction. The Delhi Sultanate. The period between 1206 and 1526, when 5 dynasties successively ruled from Delhi, is known as the period of the Delhi Sultanate. There were 5 dynasties of the Delhi Sultanate: the Slave dynasty, the Khilji dynasty, the Tughlaq dynasty, the Sayyad dynasty, and the Lodhi dynasty. The Mughal Empire. With the defeat of Ibrahim Lodi to Babur in 1526, the Mughal Empire started in India. Babur. Babur was the first ruler of the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire was founded by Babur, a Central Asian ruler who was descended from the Turbo-Mongol conqueror Timur. He then turned towards India and overthrew Ibrahim Lodi of the Lodhi dynasty in the Battle of Panipat. Later, his son Humayun succeeded him. Humayun. Nasiruddin Muhammad, better known by his regnal name Humayun, was the second emperor of the Mughal Empire. Can we ever forget the greatest king of the Mughal Empire, Akbar the Great? Akbar was not only a great administrator but also a kind and intelligent man. After Akbar, his son Jahangir ascended the throne. Nur-ud-Din Muhammad Salim, known by his imperial name Jahangir, was the fourth Mughal emperor. The next ruler is Shah Jahan. He built the wonderful monument Taj Mahal in memory of his beloved wife, Noor Jahan. Aurangzeb. Muhyiddin Ahmad, commonly known as Aurangzeb, ascended the throne after the long fight with his brother. At the time of his death, he left behind a weak empire that finally led to the decline of the great Mughal Empire. Eventually, after the invasion of the British, the Mughal dynasty ended and the entire country came under the brutal British rule. The glorious past of India ended just at this. However, the tiresome and endless effort of all the great leaders, the British rule finally gave way and India achieved independence. This presentation was to make each and every person realize the importance of knowing the prosperity of this great nation. The immense opulence, wealth, and prosperity was present in India from several generations. The history of India is not confined only to the British rule. It was a great nation from 6,000 years. It is undoubtedly true. We, as responsible citizens, pledge to carry on this glory for eternity. Thank you.